Welcome to Fat Quarter Shop Classic and Vintage Series. This is where we take old blocks and we refresh them for today. And today we're working on a block called London Roads. It's very easy, it's fat quarter friendly, and we have used the Sophie collection by Brenda Riddle. The block is composed of 4 hourglass blocks and 4 rail units and a solid in the center, and that is going to give you like a full circle. This is a completely free block pattern at Fat Quarter Shop, and if you want to turn it into a table runner, lap, twin, or queen, we have a low price pattern available for you. When we're stitching today, I am using color 2000 from Aurifil since it matches my background, and we're going to be using some Creative Grids rulers, and the 3.5-inch square ruler is great to have so that we can trim down our hourglass to get perfect units. So let's start the block. Your first step in this quilt is going to fatquartershop.com and downloading your free block pattern. Just print it out, and your first thing is to cut your A through E. For A and B, we're using a darker fabric, and for C, D, and E, we're using our background. And when we start, we're going to start with A and C. So I'm going to put this up here, and we are going to pull fabric A and C off of our design board and start. For each of these squares, you want to cut on the diagonal twice to create 4 triangles from each square. So I've stacked my fabrics, and this is how I'm going to cut them. And you don't have to be 100% accurate since we will be trimming the block down. We have designed the hourglass units to be slightly bigger so that you can trim down, especially since hourglass blocks are on the bias. It's just going to give you a better result. Now once they're cut, we're going to lay them out just like this. I'm going to show you how to make 1 hourglass unit. When we're done, it's going to look just like this. So what I'm going to do is put 2 fabrics right sides together, just like this. I'm going to pin in place, and this is the bias, which means it is stretchy, so the more pins the better. I'm going to use a 1/4 inch foot, and I'm going to stitch all the way down, and then we will iron. So I have left thread between both units. That is considered chain piecing. What I will do now is use the quick press seam roller. I'm going to press to one side. You can also use an iron. And now I'm going to press those open. Now that I have it pressed, I'm going to snip this. Place these right sides together, and I am going to make sure that right here my seams nest, so the white and the white barely touch and the red and the red barely touch. Pin right in that intersection, and then pin at the end and the beginning, and we're going to stitch a 1/4 inch seam again. So I'm going to do the same thing where I press to one side, press open. Then I will take this to my iron and do an all over press, and it's going to look nice and flat like this. Then we're going to trim this down to the correct size. This should measure 3.5 inches square, and I am using a Creative Grids 3-inch ruler, and what you want to do is place it on top. In the center of the ruler is a white circle. That circle should hit your intersection. The edges of each ruler should hit the intersections of the points where the white and the pink match. Trim 2 sides. And you can see that with this method, there is really no waste. Rotate your mat. And you're going to make 4 hourglass units that come out perfectly. The next step is so easy. It's great for beginners. You're going to take 2 fabric B rectangles and add a fabric E rectangle in the center. You're going to pin these together. You're going to stitch with a 1/4 inch seam and press according to the pattern. And this is how your rail unit will look. And you're going to make 4 of those. And now we can build our block. Now all you have to do is build your block. And it's super easy to put the rail units. You just want to make sure they're going around kind of in a circle so they're not turned this way. And then on your hourglass units, just refer to your pattern for your dark and light placement. Once you have everything placed with your background fabric D, you're going to stitch with a 1/4 inch seam and press, and then come back and stitch with a 1/4 inch seam. And here is your finished block. It is super lovely. It is great for beginners. And remember, you can get the free block pattern at Fat Quarter Shop. And if you want to turn it into a table runner, lap, twin, or queen, we do have a low price pattern. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next Classic and Vintage series.